Okay, I'm going to do something on Pseudotsuga Menziesii variety Galactica, the Rocky Mountain Douglas fir. And first of all, what is the Rocky Mountain Douglas fir? Here's an example. All these are examples. Most of what we see, maybe not right in the middle, but a lot of the here looks like Douglas firs. Here's the cone. It is very small. About 2 inches, but you'll notice the bracts. There's the scales and there's the bracts, and the bracts are pointed up. So quite small relative to other Douglas firs, as in Oregon, Washington, California. Very small cones are stroli. Note the kind of bluish tone to the leaves. These are laying down because we're in a little spruce Douglas fir forest, so we're getting covered. There's a really nice blue one right there. But look at these two. It stands out pretty obvious. There's one that the greener one has more of a wattle brush foliage, and the other one not so much, even longer foliage. But they're both members of that species. So there is genetic diversity. There's a Douglas fir right there. You can see the bark is fairly distinctive. So there is genetic diversity in this. They both have the same sort of cones that stick up. The little brackets that stick up, it's a 3-pronged bracket. And that's... that bracket, I believe, is characteristic of the genus. So Pseudotsuga means false hemlock. It's really not a false hemlock. It's actually false spruce, but Pseudopicea was never chosen. But it is related to spruce. And there's a little spruce right there looking tragic. So it has a lot of the characteristics if you look at spruce closely and the cones and all that. And shoot, I should be able to find plenty of little spruce cones around here. Seem to have a monstrous, there's a spruce cone. And there's a little Douglas fir cone, and there's some Goodyear oblifola. But anyway, genetically related. So anyway, we only have 2. There's a fungus that's probably chewing on this. Well, not probably. Formis? I think it's the genus. But most of the species are actually in Asia, the mountains of Asia, the cooler mountains of Asia. Not necessarily terribly large, but we have 2 species here, Pseudotsuga, and then macrocarp. And macrocarp is in North San Diego County and northern Mexico. It kind of looks mangy too. These actually look nicer than macrocarpa. But I'm going to say there's a few species or a few subspecies. Menziesii is a subspecies. Glog is the other one that's recognized. But there's other forms. So this is very Christmas tree-like. But the ones on the coast of Washington, Oregon, British Columbia have a weeping appearance. And I think of that as being a distinctive variety myself. So, but anyway, there's genetic diversity. And there you go. I think things will come of it despite the whole bark beetle warming up phenomenon here. Douglas fir actually like disturbed habitat. So although it looks like they're reproducing in the understory right here, it's pretty open. They don't do this terribly well. So I'm not quite sure what the climax community of this forest is necessarily, but it isn't Douglas fir. It might be spruce, but if it warms up and dries out, I think we're going to have more of a juniper forest, actually. I suspect our native oak seems to do fairly well, but that requires, or it'd prefer summer rain. So anyway, there you go. Keep that in mind. That's the picture.